Alright, Kayla, I want you to watch this. I'm going to do these videos and show you the 4 swings that I did. 2 of yours, just when you were swinging normal when you got there and started warming up, right after you got warming up, and filmed a couple. We looked at those. A couple of you doing the drills, and then I'm going to nitpick about the little things that when you do this and you practice, these are going to be the little things you need to work on to get right. I think we've got a chance to really do something here. I like everything about the athleticism, your hand-eye coordination, and your motion. It's just getting it fundamentally sound so that it's less effort, not as much of hit, and you working so hard to try to hit the ball. Starting here, I mean, granted, this is this is the first one that I filmed. Your setup is actually very, very good. Your grip is very good. I'm very, very excited about the fact that your grip is good. I think that's very important. The thing that I do like is the simple fact that you can see your feet. They're pretty much your shoulders and your feet are perfect as far as matching. So you have a solid base to work off of, and that to me is extremely important. Okay, taking the club back, you can see here how when you take it back, look how it's like your whole body moves to take this thing back. You can see how you kind of tense up in your left shoulder right here as you start to sway back. I want to work hard on keeping this left leg here more quiet so that there's more shoulder turn, because when you move the way that you've moved, and I haven't taken it back as far as you're going to take it, but you can see your shoulder turn is very, very flat, okay? And that's a lot of what gets you in trouble. And then when it gets long like this, you can see how your hands have to start it down. See how they go up to try to create some space for some speed coming down. So you've got to, now you can see how your arms and your body's trying to make up for the fact your arms have taken over. And you can see how early you're hitting. So your body's trying to get away by hanging back to create room and space to try to create speed. But here you can see how your body has just stopped. And you can see how the arms, that's basically what's swinging you through, is the arms and the club. And honestly, in golf, when your arms and the club are in motion like that, it's going to keep going. I mean, that's the one thing that's going to keep going. What I'm going to teach you and show you through drills and different things that we do is for you to be able to keep your body moving to control all of this and keep it passive and quiet so everything works together, okay? And it's going to take us a little time, like I said yesterday, and I'm sorry, but it's just the way it's going to have to be. But your dad talking about your left foot coming up, I mean, you see how high your left shoulder gets here as you come into impact, all right? So if I go back down here and show you its setup, which, again, like I said earlier, I like the fact that your setup to me is absolutely perfect, okay? So you see the angle of your shoulder here, okay? You see the angle of your hips, okay? If anything, we could get just a touch more tilt to it like so, but not bad. But now watch, you can see how much your body starts to move off. And then as you come down, watch how high this left shoulder gets quickly. See what I mean? And look at the difference in your hips because of you hanging back. So you look at 20, so you've almost added 14 degrees to your shoulders, and look what you've added 15 to your hips. So you can see how your body is trying to create space, and that's the athleticism trying to make up for an error. Don't beat yourself up over this, because this is little stuff that you're going to see is going to get better, okay? But you can see right there how your body stops, okay? Now we'll look at it from down the line. If anything, you can see how your shoulders are a little on the open side. You should not be able to see this left arm underneath that right, okay? So I'm going to draw the plane line here. I'm going to draw the posture line here coming out of the back of your shoulder, okay? Which honestly is pretty darn good. But you remember when I said you were reaching for the ball, look how far away the butt of that club is, the end of the grip, from that line. And see, that butt of the club or the end of the grip should barely be touching that line as it comes down. Because when it comes down, it barely touches the tip of your knee, and it goes pretty much into the ball of your foot. So that's why I had you move a little closer to it. But coming back here, you're going to see how much you just, when you move, look at you, see your hands go up, and then the club's going to get deep. And that's because of the way the shoulders turn around. See how flat they're turning. And then from here, you can see you stop turning. If you stayed right there, and that was your backswing, you could get away with the fact that the shoulders are turning flat. I mean, that to me is a full backswing. But now watch how you keep going. Watch the lift and watch how your arms keep going. Now your spine angle's changed. You're actually what we call inverted. So you've got a lot of weight on your right foot. Or sorry, your left foot. So now coming down, you can see it's all arms. Look at there. And look how far over the top of the plane it is. So if you look at it from the standpoint of this position here, and then we take this and we go from here and we go back, and now you coming down, technically the same position of your hands in relation to your body. Look how far away the hands are from your body. Look how far your left arm is away from your body. And look how far outside that plane the club is. So look at the difference between these two. So you can tell that's where the loop's coming from, because it's all hands and arms. I just want to do some stuff as far as the drill, which we're going to look at when you do the step drill when you practice. And when you go play, I'm serious, I want you just to go play and you don't worry about any of this. Just go play and shoot scores. This is where this winter we will work on getting this right, because it's going to feel extremely weak. It's going to feel very uncomfortable, because it's just going to feel like you can't hit it because your arms aren't taking over, because that is a habit. That's going to take some time to get you out of. But I promise you, when you do get it, the improvements are going to be ridiculous. Okay, so you can see here how when you come down, look how the hands and the arms just swipe across. That's why there's no pop and no power, because it's all arms. Look at your body. I mean, your body's not even turning through. Okay, so let's go to this one now. This is where we start doing the steps, and you've got the thing on. If anything, okay, where your hands are here, that's where I want them to start. So you see how you raise them a little bit, okay? So if I draw this straight up, you can see this is pretty much through your belt line, maybe just a little bit between your belt line and your belly button. This is the posture we want to see, okay? And we're getting closer to getting that grip to where it should be. But look how much better it looks here as far as posture goes. Okay? So you still want to bring it in just a touch. It's pretty close. But a lot of that has to do with the fact of how straight this arm gets. And I haven't gotten into that yet, of how that folds. But now, when you come up, watch. Little deep. But pretty good here, okay? And yeah, it's lifted a little bit to get there. But see, this is where I want you to pay attention. This is what, you get in that position right there, this is going to get simple. The main thing is we're going to really work hard on keeping these legs, okay, more stable, less active, going back in the backswing, okay? Now from here, all I want you to do is turn to the top. But watch how you take it to the top. You don't see any turn, do you? It's all arms. And then look at here. It's better coming down. It's not near as much of that. I got to get, but you can still see how the arms want to lift and go up instead of you turning and your lower body. See, when you get about right here and you start up, you should see this left hip bumping and moving to your target. Okay, just like I showed you when throwing a ball. Okay, but you can see here how everything's moving together, and it's just slightly, not near as much over the top, but it's slightly over the top. Okay. And here's another one. Now see, this posture to me is much, much better. Because watch. Now, get a little more flex here, boom, but look at there, butt of the club's here, and you felt like you were standing on top of it. But this is better. Look how much closer that is to the plane. That's why I say you want to feel like you push the grip down slightly. Now this club's going to be parallel to this line. Okay, it's going to match it. This is pretty good though. Now look how much better this looks here. That's how you get it to where I want it. Okay? It's a little steep, but it's all right. That's what we're going to exaggerate, and then we can milk that. Okay? But from right here, watch. There's no turn. Watch your arms. See, there's no turn of your chest and shoulders. That's your arms. Now look how high it gets. See how it lifts up? And that's where you're getting your power source, or what feels like your power source, from your hands and arms. Look how high your hands are. Okay? And the reason I'm saying that is, watch. When I draw this plane line, okay, your hands in that grip should be close to getting back on that plane line coming down. And watch how high they are here. So look at all that space. Okay? And that's just where it's dominated by hands and arms in the downswing. Your body is trying to turn through better though. Okay? So just watch these. Pay attention to what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the backswing. When I showed you that pivot drill of turning the shoulder down and across, it turns down and across and underneath your chin, not up into your chin. The club will hinge and stay in front of the right side of your chest. Okay? So work on this stuff. Look at it with your dad. I like where we can go with this. It's just going to take some work. But again, when you go play a match or you play a tournament, I want you playing and shooting a score. You don't worry about your golf swing. You don't worry about any of this technical stuff that we will work on the practice tee and that you'll work on when you practice, okay? You go to play, you warm up, and then you go play golf. Don't get bogged down in the technical part of it. That's my job, and that's your job when you practice, not when you play. You still got to go play the game and shoot scores. So if you got any questions, you got my phone number and stuff, you let me know. Stay in touch, and I will see you next week.